All right, Bruce, so we're going to do this review video so we go over everything.
Okay.
So when we started the lesson, we pretty much decided that you were using your body for power and your hands and arms for control and consistency, right? And so what that produced as we were working on it, started out here with a 77 mile an hour club head speed and about a 170 drive, right? So after working on a bunch of different things, now we've been able to get your club head speed to closer to 88. Some of these balls over here to the left, that one there went 90 mile an hour and 232. That was your longest drive total. And the reason why it was a little longer than everything else is because it had that draw shape and went over here to the left. Right? So let's go with how we got there. So let's go to the stick. First thing we did is I explained the biomechanics part. Right? So that right hand for you is your stronger hand, and it does a better job, frankly, than the left. You're going to hinge it, pull it up, create some angles. So we got wrist, elbow, shoulder, and you're going to throw it, right? Partway through, we decided, okay, where do you throw? You throw over here.
Right.
You don't wait till you get to the bottom and then throw, right? Then the final part of the throw that we figured out was you don't only throw kind of over here, you throw on an arc, or a plane, or a track is what I called it. So when you went backwards now, so start out, put your stick down, right? Here's the track. So you swing your arm up the track, you hinge, 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 bend, bend, bend everything, and then chuck it early down the track, right? So pulling it back, relaxing your wrist, relaxing elbow, whip it down there. There you go, right? So that's how we were able to get your speed from about 77 to 90 was your best. So then we have a little routine for your driver setup. Frankly, based on your grip being a little what's called weak. So when you look down at your hands, they're like this. Really, grip should be over. But the way we solved that is by keeping your grip the same and angling the club in. Because sometimes grip changes can be a lot, and we've already changed a lot of things. So I didn't want you to have to worry about how you held it. I wanted the logical choice to be, oh, ball is going high right. How do I make it go low left? Well, you just grip it with an angle. Right? So let's do your whole routine. So step one is we figured out tee height needed to be about that height. So it's lower than what you would normally do, right? Then we figured out angle. So go ahead and take your setup. We figured out when you're looking down at your driver, you're looking at about that type of an angle. Good. As you're doing here in the video, you're hovering, right? We figured hover was a good thing because it helped you figure out the distance you needed to stand from the ball. Then we also figured out while you're chucking your hands, you really need to have good balance. So we talked about how each arm weighs 10 pounds, the club weighs 2 pounds, and when you chuck 22 pounds around as fast as you're now doing, you're going to get the speed wobbles if you don't have a good platform. Right? So let's hit one. Right? Do a practice swing first and get really fast. Let's try to see if we can break 90. I think that would have done it. So if you get the courage to run the risk of completely whiffing the ball, see if you can break 90 on this one. There you go. Good ball. There you go. You got 91. Right? So here's 90. There you go. That was your longest drive of the day. So look at these numbers. So then, you know, a lot of the stuff that we worked on is toward the end is more like ballistics, right? So we have biomechanics, we got physics, and we got this ballistics. You got it to 91. Got it to 233. Right? Your landing angle was down at 28 instead of 45. Your launch angle was at 15 instead of 20. So these are all good. Your height was only 58 instead of 107. So we achieved a lot of these good numbers toward the end by changing the setup.
Right.
Right? So if you have this one here, swing speed, that's all the biomechanics. That's you wielding the tool better, using your hands, arms, throwing, right? Then the setup procedure changed all the rest of these numbers. And what's going to happen now athletically is you're going to have this understanding now that I throw my hands and arms for speed, I use my body for balance. And then what'll happen is consistency improves. So at the very, very beginning, I said there were three things: consistency or contact, right? Accuracy and distance. And so what happened was, in your pursuit of learning the game and trying to figure out how to play it, you went for contact and consistency, then you went for accuracy, and then as you tried to add more distance, you used your body for distance instead of your hands and arms, right? So now what we're going to find is, because your body is more relaxed, it's not hardly moving, you're going to retain consistency and contact, which allows your hands and arms to accelerate, which now gives you speed and power. And then what you're going to figure out is the accuracy part. That's changing the face. Right? So that one there, when it took off, it had a draw, it went to the left. Well, you're either going to aim down the right side of the fairway and play a draw all day long, or you're going to adjust the club. Well, if we adjust the club, we change the ballistics. So we don't really want to adjust the club, because then we'll go back to the high fade, when all we really should be doing at this point is aiming right and hitting a low draw. All right, so let's grab that 7-iron again, and we'll finish up with just a few 7-irons, because you came here to hit your driver further, which you went from hitting at 177 to 233. So that's, we achieved that. The next thing, however, is, did we completely screw up your iron game? Right? And the answer is no. But what you have to do is go about it the exact same way. Right? So we're going to do the same relative procedure, same angle of the face, same type of setup, same type of throw. The only difference is we don't have to do the hover, because the ball's on the ground. So do a couple practice swings. See what it feels like to throw an iron, because we haven't thrown an iron before. And remember, it's on the track, right? So you pull it back on the track, and then you throw it back down the track. Try to be consistent with that. There you go. And as you do that, let the club hit the ground, right? We got to hit the ground with an iron. It's okay to take divots. There you go. So you just hit that tee 25 yards, which is good. There you go. Right, so don't reach out as far. Because you're not on a tee, you don't have to stretch your arms out as far, so pull your arms in a little closer to your body. There you go. Do that big backswing, relax the arms and chuck it. Good, we got a good divot. All right, now let's do it with the ball. Let's just let the ball get in the way of that. That's all right. That's the risk you run, right? But what you'll see on video is it was your body's fault, right? So, and the reason is because your hands and arms got tight. So relax them, super loose. Yep, stay super loose. Yep. All right, so that one there, your club head speed was 73 miles an hour. Earlier, your iron speed was 60. Your 7-iron was 60 miles an hour. So 60, 62, 61. This last one, 65, right? So even that one that you chunked, you still swung at 73, right? So let's say we're up about 10 miles an hour on an iron, and what did we go up? 77 to 90.
13 miles an hour.
Yeah, so we're 13 on the driver, and about 10 on an iron, which is awesome. And we went from about 170 on the driver to 232. And so we haven't connected yet. So tee up an iron, put it on a little bitty tee, like a par 3. And let's see if we can get one last one for the video with good contact. Because what I think is going to happen is, just like the driver, your best iron, your best 7-iron from earlier today flew 105 and went to 130 total, right? So it's a little shorter than what you would normally do, but I'm expecting with good contact, we're going to go a lot further. So relax the hands and arms, stand a little taller, come in a little closer, a little wider stance for good platform. Yep, pull back and throw it down that track. There you go. Right, did you see it?
Yep.
Yeah, so it went left.
But yeah.
Right, but look at this. Right, you had 77 miles an hour there.
Yeah.
This is your carry, 147.
Mm-hmm.
Your total is 169.
Okay.
So you basically today figured out how to hit your 7-iron as far as you used to hit your driver. Alright, so that's a big improvement. Good job.
That is.